Hello and thanks for watching. I'm Josh Overholser. This week at Otterbein, the soap issue on campus has been resolved, student organizations are growing, and the men's and women's basketball teams are finishing out their regular seasons and getting set for the OAC tournament. But first, we will look at an award that the Drug-Free Action Alliance granted Otterbein for their work on DFAA's Big Bowl Breakdown project. John Bozeka has more.
Juniors Kendra Schwartz and Harrison Ralph recently made a video for the DFAA, and Otterbein was awarded a check. Marcy Siddle of the Drug-Free Action Alliance tells us more.
Well, overall, it's to bring attention to the fact that advertising plays to very specific audiences. And what we wanted to take a look at to see is if alcohol, especially alcohol advertising, plays to young people.
The video was made to retrieve data and see how kids react to Super Bowl commercials.
So once we find that out and know what happens, we know that media and advertising is very powerful. We know that we have research that shows it.
President Crandall is very pleased with how the students are learning through their activities.
It's great to have students competing for these kinds of attention-getting opportunities and put their skills to work in ways that really demonstrate the expertise they've developed as students here. So the more we can have national visibility, the more it will help us in terms of recruitment, retention, placement, which has to be on all of your minds. So really getting our visibility and our talent out there is really important to us.
President Crandall also enjoys seeing her students showcase their abilities in the public eye.
To me, it's a great demonstration of what community engagement, community involvement can do for you. You make a difference, you use your expertise and talent to make a difference that can be put to use by an organization.
And according to Cito, Otterbein will be used by the DFAA again for the Big Bowl Breakdown.
And we've been very, very happy with our partnership with Otterbein University, that I can't imagine that we'd go to someone else at this point. As long as this university is willing to be our partner, we're excited to be a partner with them.
For This Week at Otterbein, John Bozeka reporting.
Otterbein received a $500 donation from the Drug-Free Action Alliance as a thank you for the students' work. And for those of you who might be interested in the top two commercials the students found interest in, it was the Doritos commercial and the Budweiser Clydesdales. Well, last semester, Otterbein TV brought to you a story on Kristen Geisting's research which showed some health hazards with the soap used at Otterbein. The soap has since been changed at many places on campus. Geisting tells us how she worked to get the change implemented.
Originally became concerned about a chemical in the hand soaps called triclosan, which is the antimicrobial agent. I was concerned about it because I'm doing a research project on it, and I knew that based on my readings, it's an endocrine disruptor and also an aquatic toxin, so it's toxic to fish, algae, and invertebrates. And based on that, I talked to Dave Bell in the service department. So I went in initially and I met with someone else there, and they told me that they didn't know how much they could do about it, and they said that I need to talk to Dave Bell, that he was the ultimate person to make the decision. So I went and talked to him, and I actually took my advisor, Dr. Bennett, with me, and we walked him through a PowerPoint of the pros and cons of this soap, and obviously most of those points were cons. So based on that discussion, we were able to get the soap changed. He agreed that based on the health and safety data that we presented to him, that a different soap would be a better alternative for campus. And fortunately, it was also a cost savings to change to a soap that does not contain triclosan.
Mentoring has grown steadily in the last few years. For communication students, Comment gives underclassmen a chance to get involved and work with upperclassmen as their mentors. We caught up with Comment advisor Dr. John Gugum earlier this week. John Bozeka tells us more.
The Communication Mentors program is established to try to provide incoming new students to the department with some better connection to the department.
Freshmen getting involved is one of Comment's main goals.
Well, I think our experience is clearly that when freshmen are connected to somebody, they feel much more comfortable. We want them to connect to somebody in the department as quickly as possible so they can get into events, they can get involved with activities.
The freshmen are not the only ones benefiting from this organization.
Oh, I suspect it probably does benefit the mentors, yes.
And unlike some other organizations, anyone can be a leader.
Anyone can be a mentor. All you have to do is contact me or one of our current mentors and let us know you're interested. We will be selecting mentors for next year within the next month or so. And then those people will be sitting down and planning events for the coming year.
For This Week at Otterbein, I'm John Bozeka.
That is all we have for the news portion of this week's show. Now with arts and entertainment, here's Grace Lenehan.
The student-run art organization Starving Artists had its first meeting on Tuesday. Otterbein TV got a chance to sit down with one of its members and hear a little more about it. Students who are talented in art can have the opportunity to learn and grow artistically through a student-run organization called Starving Artists. A member of this group, sophomore Jordan Johnson, tells us more.
Starving Artists is a group that meets on Tuesdays in the drawing room. Just get together and talk about art and just kind of get inspired with everyone.
Not only do students get together to create art, but they also get the chance to showcase their work.
We have a lot of shows coming up. We have the Reject Show, which is kind of collaborating with the juried show for the art students. So if your art gets entered into the juried show, and if you get rejected, we judge the rejected work, and then we hang those up. So people can enter and work in the juried show.
Jordan also tells us about who can have the opportunity to join the Starving Artists organization.
It's not just for art majors, it's for anyone who has a passion in art or any form of art. There's a lot of English majors and music majors, journalism majors. Anyone's welcome to it.
The organization takes various trips to art museums and galleries, participates in art workshops at local elementary schools, and promotes the appreciation of art in the Otterbein community.
It's really fun, and it's really fun working with them outside of the meeting time, because there's all kinds of things that we are trying to get involved with in the schools so that we can really open up our art so it's not just confined to the art building and get it all over campus.
The next meeting for Starving Artists will be held on Tuesday, February 26th at 9:30 in the drawing room of the art building. A global movement called 1 Billion Rising has been taking place on campus over the past couple of days. The movement aims to help end violence against women. In honor of the cause, there is a very special exhibit in the campus center in the library. Here's more. Project Unbreakable was created in October of 2011 and aims to honor the survivors of sexual assault. The exhibit features photographs of survivors with a quote from their attacker. Since the beginning of this program, over 300 people have been photographed. The Psychology of Women's class at Otterbein in the WGSS 1 Billion Rising event is sponsoring a display of this exhibit of empowerment on the main floor of Courtright Library and at the campus center. The exhibit will be on display for 1 week to honor these survivors. In the spirit of Valentine's Day, Kendra Schwartz and I asked people about their special plans for the holiday in this week's KG Around Campus. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Kendra Schwartz.
I'm Grace Lenehan.
And this is KG Around Campus. And we're going to ask some students what they're doing on Valentine's Day and see what's happening.
Let's go.
What are you guys doing for Valentine's Day?
I'm ordering a heart-shaped pizza with my friends.
So we're just going around asking people what they're doing for Valentine's Day. Do you have any big plans?
I'm taking my girlfriend to go see Safe Haven.
There it is. The man of the hour.
I want to see that movie.
Boom.
That's awesome.
I'm watching chick flicks with my roommate, Jane Eyre.
I have no particular plans for Valentine's Day itself, but for this weekend, I'm going to the Music and Romance dance at the Valleydale Ballroom.
I'm going to some 1 Billion Rising events. Woo!
Oh, 1 Billion Rising!
Yes! And I'm going to dinner with Tori Blatt.
She's my sweetheart. Do you know the shelf life of conversation hearts? 5 years.
Oh.
On Valentine's Day, pretty
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, I'm celebrating Kendra's birthday.
2-1.
My mom always gives me stuff on Valentine's Day.
There we go. This is K and G
Around Campus.
And thank you for joining us. Hope you have a wonderful Valentine's Day.
Love you all.
We love you. Bye.
That's it for arts and entertainment, but now we will catch up with John Bozeka in the studio for a sports update.
Otterbein women were on a 2-game losing skid after playing Ohio Northern and Mount Union in back-to-back games. Now with just 1 game left in the regular season, they are riding a 3-game winning streak in which they have defeated Wilmington, Capital, and on Wednesday night, they beat John Carroll and University Heights. Lady Cards were led by Chelsea Reed and Allie Leopard in the win on Wednesday, a 59-51 win. Both players were in double figures as Leopard had 11 and Reed had 10. The Lady Cards improved to 19-5 with the win and have moved their way back into second place in the OAC standings. As it stands right now, with a win on Saturday, Otterbein will lock up the 2 seed in the OAC tournament. Lady Cards won 75-62 the first time these two teams met on the hardwood. If you can't be at the game, Otterbein TV will have all the coverage starting at 2:45. Now switching gears from women's to men's. Last Saturday evening, the Reich Center filled the capacity for the Capital game. The Reich Center was rocking and Todd Adrian's squad fell down 49-26 at halftime, though in the end they would lose by a score of 75-64 to the Capital Crusaders. After the loss, the men entered Wednesday night, which was also senior night, at 7-16. They would play host to the 10-12 John Carroll Blue Streaks. The Cards ended up losing to the Blue Streaks by 5, 78-73. Otterbein TV's Jacob.
It was senior night at Otterbein University for the men's basketball team as the Cardinals took on the Blue Streaks of John Carroll University. The Cardinals started the game in all too familiar territory, falling behind 12-2 early, but fought their way back in the second half. Freshman transfer Jake Bischoff led the way for the Cardinals, finishing with 20 points on the night. John Carroll held a 68-58 lead with just over 5 minutes remaining in the game, before the Cardinals stormed back with a 12-4 run to pull within 2. But it wasn't enough as the Blue Streaks drained 2 of their last 4 free throws to ice the game. Jacob Barker, This Week at Otterbein.
Thanks, Jacob. The men will be on the road when they play Heidelberg, a team who defeated them 70-63 the first time. The Cardinals will look to get back on track as they head into the OAC tournament. The team will be the 8th seed in the OAC tournament, and with a win on Saturday, they will improve to 8-17 headed into tournament play. Well, that's all we have for the Cardinal Sports Report. Now back to Josh.
Well, that is all we have for this week's show. On behalf of our entire crew, I'm Josh Overholser, reminding you to make every day at Otterbein just a little bit better than the last. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.